I could just play that song the entire time, man. Just rock out to it. Guys, welcome to the GG Rated podcast. I am Gino. I'm with my great friend, great co-host, Joshua Gray. Thank you for stopping in for another episode 56. Josh, tell them what we got for them today, man.
Today, we're going over our gaming moment of the week, as always, and we're going over gaming deals and news, and then our main topic of the new Call of Duty Black Ops 6. And also, I'm not wearing pants. And thanks for joining us on the GG Rated podcast.
Hello, welcome to GG Rated. We hope you enjoy the show. Now here are the hosts.
So I have to say right at the beginning, thank goodness his cameras only go from waist up, right?
Yeah. Oh, wait, I got to go get some. No, I'm just kidding. Just had to let everybody know it is, we're recording a little bit late this week. We're recording on Monday. We usually record on Sunday. So we had to get up a little bit earlier and record so we can bring you guys some premium gaming and entertainment content.
Yeah. But it's still going to be great content. We got some great stuff going on. Black Ops 6 has been released for Xbox this week. So we're going to talk about that for our main topic this week, kind of go over that, let you know what our thoughts and impressions are on that game. You might actually be surprised about what we think about it. And we got some good gaming deals for y'all, like you said.
Yeah.
And then 8BitDo actually is going to release a new mobile controller for their cell phone. So we're going to be going over all of that stuff. But other than that, it's a new week. It's a little bit later. We kind of squeezed this in. Josh, how's your week been going, man?
It's been going pretty good. I haven't been able to do a lot of gaming. Just usually doing like some Marvel Snap at work and whatnot. And I did try out the Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Didn't get to play the campaign like I wanted to. But last night was actually a little bit of gaming session I got to do here up in the loft, chilling.
Yeah.
I tried to play Call of Duty. I was about to play it. And then I was like, you know what? I don't feel like playing this. So I was looking through, because I have Game Pass for a month, So I was looking at Game Pass PC and actually started playing another game that I'm going to talk about in my game moment of the week. So
see, that's the whole point of Game Pass, though. You can just download all these games, so you're actually getting use out of your membership. And guys, if you're new here and you're new to gaming and you're listening, Game Pass is the way to go, especially if you got some kids coming up with the holidays. You can pay $10, and especially if you're just on PC, if you just have a console, you can pay just for the console. And you could try out all these new games. So pretty awesome. My week, man, I had my daughter's birthday. That was the highlight of the week. And it was a really cool little moment that we had. So my daughter, just like a lot of teenage girls and stuff, are huge Taylor Swift fans, right? I don't line up with her viewpoints, obviously. No, we don't. But she is still a girl. I kind of look at it of a way of when I was younger, we used to listen to like Eminem and stuff like that, Snoop Dogg and all that. It didn't mean that, we wanted to be them or anything like that. We had fun with their music. We enjoyed their music and stuff. And that's how my daughter is with Taylor Swift. And I let her, and she's got all the vinyls and stuff. So it makes me happy when she's happy, right? So anyways, she had a sleepover with her cheer friends and all. We got the big projector out there, which was pretty cool. And they had like the bed, the covers and blankets outside. Then the next day after the sleepover, she went to a Mexican restaurant, had a good birthday party. But the night that she was having a sleepover, we get a call from one and only Blaze and her Aunt Brandy. And Blaze is like, hey, look, Bridge. I don't know if you remember Bridge, which is Blaze's brother, waited in a queue, the Taylor Swift queue for tickets that was released, and snagged 4 of them for face value. Yeah. So he was like, do you want to go? We got it. Do you want to go? I'm like, does she want to go? I was like, absolutely. She is going to flip. So the plan is after we left the Mexican restaurant for her birthday, we was going to immediately go over there to the Beau Rivage in Biloxi. And we went over there, and the whole point is just to say, oh, we got to go say hey to Uncle Blaze and Aunt Brandy, right? So when we get over there, Brandy has this Taylor Swift bag, sweatshirt, all this stuff, and has these bracelets that says NOLA Night 2 on it, because the concert's in New Orleans, okay, this weekend. And she didn't really get it. I actually recorded it. I threw it up on my TikTok, the Evans Jr. TikTok. And it has like almost 25,000 views on it right now. But it just showed, like, her reaction was so genuine, man. She was so grateful at first when she was getting the gifts, from her aunt, not knowing, like, oh, thank you so much. But not knowing that, hey, she's trying to tell you she's got you tickets for the night for Taylor Swift. So she started getting, crying and getting really happy, like happy tears, and jumping up and down, hugging her aunt. So her aunt, her friend Sam, which is really nice, man. It's been super nice. All three girls went to the Taylor Swift concert. And, man, it was like I was getting text messages from my daughter saying, this is like the best night ever, So it made me really happy that she was able to go and kind of experience that. She sent me videos and all. So that was the highlight of my week. I know it's a little bit longer, but my girl's now a year older. She got to see one of her dreams and go see Taylor Swift. And let me tell you, there's nothing. I will say this though. Those Swifties come in full power, man. I'm telling you, like they are like dominant, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you can't if you mess with Taylor, say anything about Taylor, like, man, they'll come at you. You know what I mean? So we come in peace. Okay, guys, we come in peace with these. We do.
Dude, have you seen the cartoons that they've done on Taylor Swift of like, if like anybody ever broke up with her? I forget the guy that she's dating right now.
Cartoons? Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce,
so
the football
funny.
player.
So it's one of Travis Kelce breaks up with her, and then all the Swifties basically like turn into zombies, and they're like, how dare you?
No.
I start turning into monsters. It's so funny. It's a funny cartoon.
You gotta send me that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to send it to
you. All in all, it's just a father trying to make their daughter happy.
Yeah, and, that's awesome, man.
Blaze and Bridge pulled out something that was like, I mean, these tickets are like lottery ticket stuff, and for them to be able to pull it off and for her to actually take my daughter, that was something special, man. It was really special.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
do want to say
what you want about Taylor Swift, but in all cases, I've heard that she puts on an excellent show.
Oh, so. She does. Yeah. And I've heard the same thing. But I do want to say this. Thank you. I will say this again. Thank you, Bridge and Blaze and Brandy, because, definitely Blaze and Brandy, you probably got like favorite uncle and aunt points for the rest of your life at this point with my daughter. So,
that's great.
Do you want to go into the gaming moment of the week, man?
Yeah, let's do it. Gaming moment of the week. Well, I guess I'll just go ahead and hit it off, man. So it's a game that I've talked about on the podcast. Oh, and first of all, this is the gaming moment of the week, and we need everybody that listens to us to send in your favorite gaming moment from this past week so that we can read it on the show. We've had a couple of people do it. We need more of you. So you can either drop us a line on YouTube, Spotify. You can send us an email at GGratedChannel@gmail.com. Basically, it doesn't have to be long. Just tell us your favorite gaming moment from this past week. It could be a sweet triple kill that you got. Try to go into a little bit of detail. We'll read it on the show. If you have gameplay too, we can even play that on the show. But anyways, I'm going to get into my favorite gaming moment from this past week. It's a game that I've talked about on the show before, and I played the demo, I believe, on Steam, but I saw that this game was available. It's out now on Xbox Game Pass, and this a game by the name of Star Truckers. So basically, you're in a diesel truck, which is outfitted with rockets and everything, and you're in space. You can see the Earth below you, and there's all kind of like space highways and stuff for you to, fly through. And all different directions of freedom. You can go off of the road and just kind of go out in space over to your destination, but you might encounter some space junk, which if it hits your rig, it'll put holes in it, and then you got to get in your spacesuit and then go outside and repair those holes. And it's a really cool game because not only are you transporting cargo and stuff, you're also having to manage all your different systems. Like you have oxygen, you have I'm trying to think. Yeah, there's a video of it. You have oxygen, you have all these different systems that you have to replace the batteries in as you're.
How do you find these games, trucking? Josh? let's just go through this just real quick. I know it's your gaming moment. How do you find? I'm so amazed.
Some of it is listening to other people talk about it, and then others is just like it'll just.
Do you do a search and this game looks pretty cool, and then you just try it out?
It's so
I feel so. I'm like the mainstream guy here,
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to take over your game moment. I'm just saying, you do such a great job of trying these new games and seeing this new stuff that I've never even heard of. But like me, I'm like, oh, I got some good reviews on this game. I think I might actually take a shot. And this game looks like it's worth my time, But you're like, hey, any game, I'm going to try it out. If it's a bad game, it's not going to bother me. And I think that's super cool, man. I just want to throw that out there that you
thanks,
take the time
I appreciate
and try that.
Yeah, thank you. And I think it just depends on the mood I'm in. Last night I was not in the mood for high energy explosions, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I was in the mood to sit back and chill, have like a movie or something playing over here, and then play a chill game. And this is that kind of game to me, because when you're not trying to manage all the different systems of the ship, you're driving a truck through space. And, it's really cool because you have to back up to the trailer. You got to connect it. There's all kind of levers and stuff on your dashboard here. You can operate a radio, or you can talk with other truckers. You can turn on the radio and listen to music. You can turn off the lights inside the cab. So if you want it darker to have that atmosphere of hey, I'm a truck driver in space driving across the universe, and it's dark out, you know what I mean? It's just it's that specific mood that I was looking for. And I think it's such a unique game because it mixes up, your classic highway trucking on Earth and space travel into this unique system that is just really fun to explore in. And I had a great time with it. There was one instance in particular where
you see Earth. You can see on these game, guys. You can see Earth like you on the space shuttle, and you can see the atmosphere and all. It's pretty cool.
And my particular moment was I was space trucking and hit a bunch of space junk, and I was trying to manage going outside and repairing, but I ran out of battery in my spacesuit. So when I got back in, I was leaking oxygen, but I couldn't figure out where to fix it at. So slowly the world was starting to close in on me because oxygen was leaving the ship. So I eventually passed out, and I woke up in a repair station and lost some money because of it. But it was just cool because you're trying to manage all these different things. And I was like, oh,
it sounds like some real life scenarios. So that's pretty cool. You're sitting there that could actually happen,
I was trying to crawl over to my spacesuit because I was like, I need oxygen. And, you're just out. And but it was really fun because it kind of mixes up the monotony of just driving around delivering cargo. So I think it's a pretty unique game, and it'd be awesome if it was multiplayer. Then it would. So
you're saying you don't like Death Stranding?
I do like Death Stranding. I played.
That's all it is delivering cargo.
Exactly, dude. It's kind of the same thing. It's kind of the same feeling I get from Death Stranding, other than Death Stranding. When you're not delivering stuff, it gets freaking nuts. And I haven't seen that type of gameplay in this yet. Maybe it'll be there eventually. But I've really enjoyed it. So that's my game moment of the week.
That's awesome, man.
Star Trucker, or what's the name of it? I forgot the name of it now. Star Trucker?
Yeah, Star Trucker.
Yeah.
Star Trucker.
It was great.
Well, I gotta say, like, mine's kind of exactly what it's kind of the same thing of just not with Star Trucker or anything like that, but just playing Black Ops 6 when I had the chance this week to play it a little bit. We actually hopped in a multiplayer match, and we actually got some. I got a bunch of double kills and stuff. We're gonna talk more about Black Ops 6 when it comes in. I don't really have too much when it comes to that, but. So I'm going to kind of save it for that. I'm not going to talk about it's my gaming moment right now, but my gaming moment was actually playing with you, and we was playing some zombies and playing. What was that buddy Gage? And
Gage was on there with us, and then
like some 11. Yeah, like he was like 11 something. He was cracking me up. But yeah. So
because when he hopped in the Discord, he was like, "Listen, I'm a squeaker." But I don't think I'm that much of a squeaker. And I was like, all right, buddy. It's okay.
He was a squeaker, bro.
He was a little bit of a squeaker. But he was nice.
Give me up, bro. That's, he's like, come on, man. You can get me. And then when he died, it was just kind of like, it was kind of like, okay, he's quiet. Like he's kind of secretly mad at us for not getting him up. But anyways, that was my gaming moment. And I'm not going to kind of talk too much about it. So let's go into the gaming news and deals.
Let's do it. Gaming news and deals.
Gray, I'm going to lead this off this time, man, if you don't mind, before you do the gaming deals and talk about this new 8BitDo controller. It's a really cool thing that I just actually learned on the internet not too long ago in reference to 8BitDo. You can see the picture on the screen now if you're following along on YouTube. It's kind of like a white controller, kind of got like the Xbox kind of style buttons on there. But the really cool thing about this controller that you put your cell phone in is it kind of entraps the whole cell phone. It's kind of like a backbone a little bit, but it has Hall effect joysticks, so you ain't got to worry about stick drift and all. So it's called the Ultimate Mobile Gaming Controller, the company's first gamepad that attaches directly to smartphones and mobile devices using an expanding clamping mechanism. It's available for pre-order right now for $49.99. It's expected to be released November 29th, 2024. So November 29th is coming out. $50 does not seem like a bad deal, man. I'm telling you. Usually the backbone's $100.
Right.
So it can be attached to smaller smartphones or smaller tablets measuring between 100 millimeters and 170 millimeters in length. Instead of plugging in for expanded capability, instead of plugging in with USB-C, 8BitDo's new controller connects wirelessly over Bluetooth, but only supports Android devices. The use of Bluetooth necessitates a 350 milliamp rechargeable battery in the controller. It says it is enough to last 15 hours of play on a 1.5 hour charge, which is pretty
I believe
good,
it,
man.
dude. They got really good battery life. I actually have one right here that I bought when we went to Micro Center. So this is the 8BitDo.
That thing's nice too.
I forget the name of it, but dude, like, to be honest with you, it is a good controller, but I don't love the sticks on it, and that's the main thing that bothers me is trying to play certain games where you have to be really accurate, especially like multiplayer. The stick just doesn't do it for me, especially the left stick. The right one doesn't matter as much.
Effect sticks in there or no? I think
pretty
they're the normal,
sure.
Right?
I mean, this one probably does. I mean, this was a pretty advanced controller, but to me, the stick, it's almost like it doesn't have enough travel or something.
Yeah,
I quite put my hand on it, on what exactly it is, but to me, an Xbox controller controls a lot better. But this thing is really handy because it holds a charge for a long time. And it's easy to connect. You can either connect it with Bluetooth or with a USB device that plugs up and, it like wirelessly does its thing.
Yeah.
So it's cool in that aspect, but I wonder how the thumbsticks are going to be on this controller. it'll definitely be better than using a phone.
If I remember correctly, I think that does have the regular joysticks on that controller. So this one with the Hall Effect sticks should be better, but I think you might be right though, because usually a company has sticks. It might be Hall Effect sticks, so we won't worry about stick drift, but you're still going to have the same kind of sensibility on them, and maybe even travel as well. So you might have the same issue, but that might be a good thing. You got to remember in this controller, because it's for mobile phones, right? So you kind of got that more compact feeling to it. So you kind of want that kind of compact analog stick. You don't want an analog stick sticking way out when you're trying to travel with this thing, because you're going to use it for traveling mostly, or throwing it in your bag when you go to work or something like that. But I mean, I do like how everything is going to USB-C. Is your phone USB-C?
Yeah.
So
definitely.
my new iPhone, I know it mentions it's probably for Android only, but if you have a USB-C iPhone, I'm sure it'll work as well. Almost everything is going to USB-C at this point. It does have a 4-way directional pad with a clicky feel. I hate that. I absolutely hate the clicky.
Oh, you don't like the clicky?
I can't stand the clicky D-pad. Like the Backbone had that, and it had a clicky macro buttons as well. And all I kept doing is when I was sitting over there in the recliner when my wife was on the couch and playing with my Backbone, you hear you like just a bunch of clicks, and I just couldn't stand it. Maybe it's saying it's just the D-pad. It doesn't mention anything about the buttons, how they feel.
Right.
It is going to have 2 additional programmable buttons as well on the back. So you're going to have 2 buttons on the back, which is super cool. I think you haven't had that with mobile. But it's that directional pad's just going to get me. I'm not going to like that, but I won't use it. I'll use the analog sticks if I needed to. It's fully supports customization through the company's Ultimate software, which is available as a desktop and mobile app. So they're doing the same thing as Backbone. Backbone has some software. Whenever you hook it up, it goes to its like own gaming hub. In addition to remapping controls, creating macros, and even setting up multiple profiles, if you're an FPS player, first-person shooter player, you can use it to adjust the sensitivity of the controller's triggers so they're more immediately responsive. So $49.99, guys. November 29th, November 29th, 2024. You can actually buy this. I will, if it goes on Amazon, I will link it in my link tree at The Evans Jr. And you can actually go on that. I'll link that down below. You can actually go on there and actually use that link and go and buy this product. So that's super cool little new controller, man. I'm a huge, like you are, I'm a huge mobile gamer, because we're constantly going somewhere or something like that. So I think it'd be a really cool snatch.
I think so too, man.
So
nice find. Yeah, that price is hard to beat because the Backbone is $100, and that's how much is that? 60, 50, 60?
$50, $49.99. Yeah,
I might have to snatch that one up too.
I just sold my Backbone to another coworker because I just didn't use it. So I don't know if I'm going to go this route with it, because I'm like you. I like the full size controller when I'm playing these games, but the way it looks, the way it just encompasses the phone, I think might be a pretty cool little thing to snatch up. So, but you got some gaming deals for these ladies and guys, man.
Yeah, let's transition over to our gaming deals in this section.
The good news just keeps coming.
Yes, it does. In this section, we point out some gaming deals that we think would be good for our viewers, ones that stick out to us that maybe we've played or want to play. And one of the first games here, we were going to mention Dying Light. I think we mentioned it a lot. It's only $2.99. It's a great deal right now. Usually $20. But the main games we were going to list was Hogwarts Legacy. Right now on Steam is, I think, one of the highest percentages it's been off. It is only $17.99. Usually a full price $59.99 game. Unbeatable. It is 70% off. Hogwarts Legacy, dude. So I had only just kind of dipped my toe into the Harry Potter world over the years, but this year particularly, my son and I started watching all the movies, and now I get the hype. I get it. They're they're really cool. That's a really cool world that they built, and I want to dive into Hogwarts Legacy. I really do. So I think this might be one that I try to pick up one day. Right now, I think is an excellent time to get in. I don't know. Is this game multiplayer too? Can you play with your friends in this world?
It does say it is. I don't know if it's multiplayer. It doesn't say if it's multiplayer. That's a good question.
Either, but
guys.
that's
If
one
you
thing
know if it's multiplayer and you played this game, leave a comment below. Let us know.
Drop your comment about Hogwarts Legacy if it's any good. If it's worth
a
trying.
Game me and you really wanted to get into
great.
though. You know?
Yeah, dude. Yep. I want to get my own one. I want to do Leviosa or
dude. I would love to see here you and me together, like just going through this thing, leveling up and doing all that, running through multiplayer wise. That would be legit. Even a co-op. If it was co-op, that would be awesome.
For sure.
Just start up and play together. You know,
it would be really cool, and it looks like a great game. I've heard great things about it. It runs on Steam Deck. I think Blaze is a big proponent of this game. He says that it runs great on Steam Deck, and he's played quite a bit of it.
Yeah,
looks like a great time to get in the wizarding world of Hogwarts Legacy.
$17.99, guys.
Yeah, $17.99. That was the first game and pick, and the next one is if you're into hardcore sim racing, like I am at times. This one is arguably one of the best sim racing rally games that you can get still. It is Dirt Rally 2.0. It's not a really old game, but it is a little bit of an older game. It is usually $20. Right now, it is $1.99. Historical low, 90% off. This is an excellent game. This is sim racing to me, rally racing at its finest, dude. Like,
didn't we play this game when I first started on PC?
I don't know. This is like hardcore sim racing. You're in the driver's seat. I've actually played this game in VR as well. Dude, like, it's really cool. I either played this one in VR or the first one in VR, but you're like in the driver's seat looking over at your guy who's got all of the notes. And if you've ever watched rally racing, like, they're going so fast on these dirt roads, gravel roads, also actual roads. Dude, so fast. It is unbelievable how fast they're able to go. And there's people who they have entire channels dedicated to getting through these maps, through these levels as fast as you can possibly go. There's actually a professional racer. She's a girl, and she's got a really popular YouTube video where she's got a full rig that like moves around, and it's really cool how she plays this game, and it looks real, like she's actually there. It's just a great game, and it feels fantastic on the wheel. I have a Logitech, I think it's a 920 that I play on, and for $1.99, dude, oh my gosh, grab this one
$1.99, man. $1.99. The offer ends October 31st, so you have 3 days to snatch this up. But
yeah, it's a good
90% off. I mean, that's a great pickup right there. And honestly, we need to actually try that out. Because I got the steering wheel and the shifter and all that stuff, so it'd be kind of cool to even try that out if we're able to. VR would be legit though.
Dude, it's so fun. I told you about my sister. She's selling my cousin's VR headset for like $100 and something bucks, dude.
I saw that pop up and I got sidetracked and I didn't reply, but I saw you send a picture to me about that.
I did, dude, because I was like, bruh, you need to get this.
But like, was it like the first Oculus Quest or like the second?
No, it's Oculus 2. Like, it's the second one.
Oh.
It's the same one that I got. It's a great headset. All right, it's really good.
Oh.
I like it a lot. Yeah.
I have to look into that. She hasn't. Because I saw that, Josh, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then like I forgot what happened, but I just got, you know how oh, look, a squirrel, you know. And
squirrel. Dude, it opens up a whole new world to you, because there's all these games that we play that are probably in our library that, you know, you can play on flat screen, but also there's a VR mode for you to try that out. And every time I do it, man, it baffles me. I'm like, how is this not a bigger thing than it is? Because it's so awesome when you dive in that world. And I go through spurts of wanting to play VR. There's one of the last ones I played was basically like a SWAT style game with my buddy Matt, where we were, busting down doors and clearing rooms, and it was all done in VR, and it was so fun. And I just imagine if a bunch of our friends got together and we played those games together, how fun it would be. It's just, it requires extra work. Like you got to
it
get
does
that
that
on.
I think we talked about that. It's just that getting it out and setting it up, but once you do, it's fun. But you can't play a long time with it. Some people play.
Right.
Yeah, some people can't.
Yeah, some people.
But they came out with a new, I don't know if anybody knows this, but they came out with a new Oculus Quest headset. It was like I think it's called the Oculus Quest 3S. I think they came out with the 3 now.
Yeah.
And now they came out the 3S as well. So it's supposed to be pretty good, and it's a lot cheaper as well. So it would just be one of those things like, do you snatch up just the new one that's being supported, or do you snatch up the extremely low and quite capable Oculus Quest 2, But I feel like by next year, the Quest 2 is actually going to be, it's going to be pushed back. It's going to be pushed out, and you're going to have the 3 because you can't even play the games the same.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on the game. So the newest one has games that you can play through the pass-through option. So, like, you can play these games and also see the world around you. Yeah. The Oculus Quest 2 is only in VR. So you have that pass-through option, but you don't play games through that. You can just kind of, like, if you need to quickly look at something, you can just double tap and you can see kind of a grayed out version of the world around you. So
super cool.
Definitely the new one would be fun. I would really like to get it, but I got this one and it works great. And as often
you got a
as
Nintendo
I play,
Switch to buy soon. That's what you
have.
You have
I'm
a Nintendo Switch
to
buy soon. Is what we need you to get. So we can start playing some co-op games on there, some Mario or something. I don't know. But do you want to go into our main topic, man, and kind of talk about this Black Ops 6?
Let's do it.
I'm going to kind of go into this real quick and tell you guys. So normally at the end of the show, we have a main topic. And on our main topic, we usually talk about something that's kind of current in the times or something that we're passionate about that we think should get a little bit more detail with. And this week's main topic is going to be Call of Duty Black Ops 6, what was just released on all platforms on Xbox, PlayStation, as well as PC. And for the first time ever, it was released on Game Pass. So with that being said, I'll turn it over to you, Josh, and let you talk about it a little bit, and I'll kind of chime in, man.
Dude, the new Call of Duty Black Ops 6. I haven't played the campaign yet. Honestly, that's what I'm most excited about. I've heard, so we're going to have our friend Daniel Mueller on here. He's been on the podcast before talking about the Avatar game, but he's really big into these games, especially the zombie mode. And he's pretty passionate about it, pretty angry about it, as I am on some aspects of this. I feel like this game, I don't know. I feel like they took their baseline platform of what they have and didn't really do anything novel on it. They kind of added some different movement, and really, I think they added a bunch of busy work that I'm not interested in. Like, dude, if you do this, you can upgrade this gun and it'll shoot ice and blah, blah. I'm like, just not into that. Yeah. I'm into a really good story, a really good multiplayer experience that is not as sweaty as it is. God,
so speaking of multiplayer, I know you mentioned that just now. So kind of let's break this down. Let's go multiplayer first, and let's talk about Let's talk about, what do you think? We played a few matches in multiplayer, obviously, right, together. Mm-hmm. What do you think about the maps? Let's go over the maps. How do you think the new maps are on this game?
The few maps that I played were really not that great. I had more fun in the beta when they had that open beta. I had a lot of fun in that because you were kind of playing the same maps over and over, and you were getting the drift of them, and you were trying out the new mechanics of you can grab people and use them as a human shield and stuff like that. And I feel like I had more fun in the beta because it was more closed off in those just only specific maps. What I hate is that you're thrown in these random maps that a lot of them you don't like, you don't enjoy. I didn't ever get to play in the map with the big dish in it, with the big satellite dish.
Yeah, that's true.
I like that one a lot. That's a really cool map. Didn't ever get thrown in there in the games that we played together.
We played the same map like 4 times.
Yeah, we kept getting thrown in a snow map that honestly wasn't that great. It was kind of boring.
No Newtown either.
Yeah, and I wish maybe there is a playlist to play those types of things, but I wish you could pick more.
I do see on here, if you're looking at the video where you can actually vote, it has 2 maps and then a classify, which I guess is a random map that you can actually vote on. But I don't remember seeing that when we was on there.
Mm-mm.
So maybe we're not choosing the right thing. I can't
say it enough, man. I can't say it enough. I don't like this game engine. I think it's garbage can. I miss the older engine that they were using with the original Modern Warfare when it came out. To me, it looked better and it played better. This game is just too engine. It feels too sharp.
Fortnite.
Yeah, it's too fast. It's too sharp. There's a lot going on there, and it is pretty. But to me, it doesn't have that cinematic look. That you would think that COD should have. There's something about it. I wish I could verbalize what I'm trying to talk about here, but
I'm just going to chime in on that real quick.
Sure.
I know you kind of went into the maps and into now the graphics and all, and I'm going to kind of echo that a little bit of what you're saying. I have to agree with you, Josh. Is the maps, there's an issue about getting on the right maps that you just want to have fun with and play. And I think at this point in Call of Duty in history, all these Call of Duties they release, they should allow us the option to play what maps we want to play. Right? They shouldn't choose the maps we for us. Secondly, as far as the graphics and all, nothing's going to beat that 2019 Call of Duty Modern Warfare. And I feel like the jumping around and all that and the different movements, that's great. That's a good added effect to me. It's a little fast. I think it's so sweaty. If they slow it down a little bit, I think it'd be okay. I mean, you can see on the screen. It's just if you give that to somebody that's wanting to get back into gaming that used to play Call of Duty and they see this movement, they're going to be like, I can't do that. I can't. Now, this, I think, is more in line what you're looking at if you watch on YouTube right now, guys. It's more in line for the younger generation, and something for us that we kind of look forward to. I think it's going to be really great is the campaign. And so kind of going into the campaign, we haven't really played that. We will have to give our topics. Maybe when we bring Daniel back on, we can kind of give a part 2 and kind of talk about the campaign and then kind of hear what Daniel, because he's an avid Call of Duty gamer, is what you said, right? So he plays a lot. We play Call of Duty a lot as well, but he does the grinding and stuff like that and levels up, correct?
Yeah, so he's more into the zombie mode. He's super into those, especially the older one where it was these large maps that you had to go through different extraction zones to go to another map. And as you went to different maps, the enemies would get stronger and stronger, and you could upgrade your guy and your weapons along the way. He really enjoyed that mode. I played it quite a bit with him, and he said this new zombie mode was garbage can. And
I've heard that a lot.
Yeah, and I don't think the new zombies is okay, it's a staple for Call of Duty, and to me they've turned it into something for the younger generation where they need a bunch of stuff happening at once that it's just it's too much. It's just busy work is all it is to me. It's busy work, and it's not fun. It just keeps you locked in and busy. And to me, it's there was an hour that went by like that, and I was like, yeah, this was a great time waster, but am I having fun? Not really.
I agree. We was playing, and it was an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. I don't know. And we're doing the same thing, and the zombies are just getting more and more. and it's starting to duplicate the main bosses that come out on the zombies. Like you go a certain amount of levels, and all of a sudden you have this big giant monster that's coming at you. You got to beat, and then it goes to like after 5 more levels, there's 2 of the same monsters coming out. Then you go more levels, there's 3 of the same monsters, and like it gets more intense. But it's like, do we get a new? Like we should get some new monsters every time. Why are you just duplicating it and making it harder? And then the guy was playing with Gage was like, well, you got to do this. And you got to do that, and you got to get the key and open this. And it's just like exactly what you said. It just felt like busy work to us, you know? And I think at one point, Josh, you said, all right, guys, like you was dead. Like you just said, I'm done, like I'm not going
I had to get off because I was like, if they revived me, we could probably play another hour, and I just got to get away from here.
It was just so repetitive.
Like, dude, it really is. And to me, it's like a Transformers movie, like the Michael Bay movies. So much action, and yes, it's entertaining, but there's not ever a point where you kind of get a break and you have those ups and downs like a good story has. It's just nonstop whole time, to where after a while you don't remember what's happening. There's just action the whole time, and I'm like, I'm just exhausted. And
now,
I don't know.
Yeah. Now I will throw this out there. What Call of Duty is, we just played Delta Force, and we just went over that on our main topic. If you haven't seen that,
good.
I'll put it up at the top. You can click that last podcast if you missed it. But it's such a good game because it's more. I felt like even though we're all on the same team here, you can actually see Jet Frags that we're playing his video. He is by himself probably. Yeah, he's on a team. But, like, he's not working with people. He's just running and gunning and going. And Delta Force, I feel like, was a lot more teamwork, a lot more fun in that aspect of communicating. Call of Duty has a place, though. And I don't want to get along and say Call of Duty is not good or anything. Call of Duty is exactly what you expect it to be, I think.
Yeah.
Besides they should have stood with the first engine, besides they could kind of slow it down a little bit. That's just personal preferences.
Oh, for sure.
But Call of Duty is still Call of Duty. It still looks gorgeous. It hopefully the campaign's still going to be good. I think they dropped the ball last game. They made it very short. But I've heard good things about this campaign that went back to the 80s, I think, or not 90s. I'm sorry 90s. On this game. And if you want a game that you know what to expect, it's going to be. I mean, this is a game to pick up and play. And then to have it on Game Pass, you already paying a subscription for Game Pass. Most of us are. So you get all these games. Why not just snag it up? You don't have to pay that $60, $70 anymore for this game. So sure. It's something that's expected is what I want to get at. I know we hate on it because we want more at this point. We play so many. I want more. I know you want more. But if you want the same old and you're just a guy that kind of gets on there and you're like, I'm going to grind these guns and level up, then this is the game for you.
Bro, yeah, I think that's a great point because I like to crap on it. But this is still the king, and it is as polished of a shooter as you can possibly get. This is peak. And if I was 12 or like maybe a little bit older, maybe younger, then I would be freaking losing my mind over this game. I would be all for it. And I think that's the thing that always disappoints me when these games come out, is because I don't really think they're made for me anymore. I'm trying to recapture that nostalgia I had for back in the day. Modern Warfare 2 to me is like, peak. And I never get that. And it's not the game's fault because they have to move on. They have to evolve over time. So,
well, I have to add on that when you're trying to recapture, you mentioned before about there's so much busy work and so much stuff. And the beta was kind of watered down a little bit. And I think that's why you and me liked it so much is we don't need to know, okay, I need to adjust my gun in my sight 0.2 millimeters to the left. I need to upgrade this package to get this scope. Man, give me some guns like a Modern Warfare 19. It's like they would buff the guns, but like we didn't have to do all this adjustments on the guns and stuff like that. It's like, I want a 3-time scope. Put a 3-time scope on. I want a 2-time reflex, put that on, And that's why I think I like Apex so much is what guns are going to do what. Now, with these guns, man, they can, you see videos of them running around with akimbo shotguns in their hands and just one-shotting people. And I'm like, what is going on? And if you're not in the loop with it, with this game, you're going to be at a huge disadvantage.
I think that's very true.
Yeah, I want the game to just backtrack just a little bit and start getting as detailed. I think there's a line, and they kind of went a little bit past that line, and they need to kind of water it down just a little bit.
Dude, I think that's an excellent point. There should be a mode for like this is the older guys mode. That's more your classic Call of Duty. Not all this like sweaty, busy work happening because we just like to hop in and hop out. They're dependent on, I think, especially kids, just like hopping on this game for hours and hours and hours and doing all these micro adjustments and, you know, doing this thing and look, this thing over here has been buffed and this is the new meta. Like, you know, just getting engrossed in the Call of Duty ecosystem. And we're just not that guys. We're just not that guy, bro.
We're just the old guys trying to get in here. We're just trying to get a couple matches in and not yell at the screen too much. And that's it,
dude.
You know.
And I think that's why we're so engrossed with the Delta Force. Like Delta Force to me is the new. That game's made for me. It's what I've been looking for.
It's like the NIL for football for older guys. For this is what I compare it to, guys, because Delta Force, and I know this is Black Ops 6. But Delta Force kind of brings the experience to it and the strategy.
Yeah.
So us having the tactical advantage over these young kids and stuff like that of like, they're all shooting over here. We can go over to the right and kind of use our strategy. They might have us beat on talent, on speed-wise of shooting, but we can get that sniper to them at a good advantage.
Let me tell you, that's a great point. I think if you had your average squeaky Call of Duty player come up against us on Delta Force, we would smash them,
bro. We would, you know, we would.
I'm so excited.
And we did when we was playing it. Unless for the cheater, you know, there's a couple cheaters, a couple hackers in there, guys. That is a problem with that game. But as far as overall, when me, you, and Blaze was playing that, man, we was running and gunning, and it's not that we was better than those guys. But we would a lot of times just be tactically advanced. Like we'll hold up in a room, hold the corners when they come in. We'll just tear them up. So kind of throwing it back to Call of Duty is you're just running and gunning and you're by yourself and you're pretty much going off of movement and stuff like that. And I'm just going to be honest. I'm going to call myself out here is we just can't compete when it comes to something like that. Now, if we had 8 hours a day to play, we used to.
Yeah,
you know, I think we
could bring back those fast twitch muscles and I could really dive in and I think I could be very competitive on there. But the amount of hours that people spend on them now to know all the different points of like flanking and doing this and that. It's like I was always getting shot in the back of the head.
Knowing the maps.
Like, oh my gosh, dude. Like I just can't do this anymore.
It was a time, guys. I got to throw out here, like he just said, we'll be running on the map and I would get a kill. And all of a sudden, it's like I'm sitting there, I'm looking the corners, and somebody comes up behind me, boom, and just kill me. And I'm like, where did he come from? You know, it's because we don't know the maps. And I know we just started this game, and a lot of people don't. But that's the advantage. Some of these kids, that when it got released on that Friday, they played it all the way till in the morning, slept in that Saturday morning, and then they get up and play again while the parents are cutting grass or doing whatever we're doing, you know. And before you know it, they have like 24 hours compared to our 1 hour. Here comes the dad coming in here like, let me play some Call of Duty, and we just get smoked, you know. But it's still a fun time. So
I think so too. And if they brought back some of those classic maps that we used to play, you look at Terminal. Or
I just want to play Nuketown again.
Freaking Nuketown. Like, oh my gosh, dude.
Terminal. You said Terminal.
Terminal is one of my favorite maps. I've actually played that map in VR on a game.
Yeah, I was about to say, you showed me that in VR, and it was so cool. This guy made a custom Terminal VR map or something.
It is basically 1-to-1. Looks just like it, feels just like it, but you're there, dude. It was so awesome.
Yeah, Modern Warfare 2 is the so like we said before in another game when we had the gameplay where the kid was like he was saying all kinds of bad stuff, and I'm like, look, man, you can't say all that now. It's 2024. You can't say all them bad words. And I was like, now, if you would back Modern Warfare 2 and you were saying all that, that's the OG, you know, talking trash and stuff.
I'll never forget when I was talking with this one kid. I think it was Modern Warfare 3, the older one. And we were playing in Dome. If you remember that map, Dome.
Yeah.
And he was talking mad junk. He was like, listen, man, if you blah, blah. And then I was like, listen, buddy, Jesus loves you, man. And I love you too. And then he goes, man, are you for real? I said, yeah, dude, absolutely. And he was so taken aback. It was awesome. And I just
and then you
hope
killed
that
him,
I planted a seed
right there.
I just hope that I planted a seed in that young kid of, hey, not everybody on the internet wants to talk mad junk. Sometimes they just want to come at you with love. And it was really cool.
In a shotgun.
And a shotgun. Love and a shotgun, baby.
It's true. Some of these kids get so wound up over it. We actually, you know, I actually heard on the radio, not to get specifics, but with my job, there was suicidal thoughts in reference to a kid in reference to video games last night.
Oh yeah.
So,
oh wow.
You know, and I don't know all the details of it and stuff like that. Or what happened. He might have just been so upset about something, but you got to remember these games are just games. They're just fun. They're meant to be fun. They're meant to kind of get you out of the world that you're in, but you can't let it affect the world that you're in, right?
Right.
The real world.
Sure.
And we understand that, but some of these kids have a hard time, and I think it's up to us parents to kind of set that groundwork and let them know, this is just a game. When you take this off, when you're done with this, like, you're back here. You know, you're not there anymore. So
right, you should look back on it fondly, and that, like, honestly, there should be no, like, it shouldn't get to that point where it upsets you that much. And if it does, there's some more deeply rooted things going on. I don't think it's the fault of the game. I think it's just other stuff that you have going on that maybe you're taking it out on, and you think that it's the game, but it's really not. Like, I can look back on all of these games and I have nothing but good nostalgic feelings for them. Even when I was getting stomped by a bunch of, listen, dude, Mexicans that used to hop on those games back in the day, they would be talking Spanish and just demolish us. And I'm like, what is happening? Like, you could not even walk out of your spawn point and just boom, you're dead. Boom, you're dead. And I'm like,
you say Hispanics. Man, I had these foreign guys over there, and they'd be talking like like Indian, you know, like the Indians that work at the stores and all, because I know they own a lot of these. They would be the same kind of voice and everything. Like, I got you, man. I got you. Just leave. Just leave. And I'm like, oh, I ain't leave. You know, like, we'd be going at each other, you know, back in the day.
And I'm wondering if they're like hacking or what are they doing? Like, dude, it gets
intense, you know.
It does get intense.
But just to say what, you know, definitely if a parent is listening now and the kid is getting so upset, you got to look into it just a little bit more. I kind of echo what Josh said, is kind of look into it a little bit more and say, well, what's really your issue? Are you having a bad week or something? Or are you taking it out saying it's the game, but it's actually probably something else that you probably need to look into and kind of talk about. So, and you should never, the most selfish thing you can do, I think, to me, is suicide, because you don't affect just yourself, you affect all your loved ones. So always try to seek help, guys. Try to get help any way you can. If you need anybody to talk to, you can always write us, talk to us. We'll talk it out to you.
Totally.
And like Josh said, Jesus loves you, man. So, or woman, whatever. So just make sure you contact us. Other than that,
Just kidding.
I love scaring Josh at the outro every single time. I love it, guys. But, guys, that's going to be wrapping up our episode 56 for the GG Rated podcast. Gray, I appreciate you every week coming on with me, buddy. It's always fun.
Absolutely. Appreciate you, dude. And, dude, everybody that's listening at home, let us know what you thought about this episode. If you have any thoughts, comments, concerns, please reach out to us. We would love to hear from you.
Hey, I do want to throw out real quick, guys, before we go, what Josh said. Make sure you reach out to us. But also, I just started as well. We got a TikTok, GG Rated TikTok, that we're posting videos to as well. So try to head over there to our GG Rated TikTok and make sure you follow that. And I will also be linking my link tree as well to my page, the The Evans Jr. page as well. So any of the products we talk about, if you would like to look at them, you can always click that link, click those products, and I really appreciate your support. Josh, you want to get us out of here, man?
Let's get out of here. Let me leave you with a quote from my son. What's something you want to say to the people, Shep?
He wants to say, come on, I'm ready to play.
If any of y'all have Splitgate, y'all should download it. If you have it. If he said, if any of you have Splitgate, you should download it if you have it.
That's a good game to play. Y'all heard it, guys. Yeah, go get. See, you're already getting beat by your son before you know it. Probably in Split.
Absolutely.
Y'all take it easy, guys. See you next episode.
Bye.